Hello, viewer. This episode, I'll be plotting my thoughts on what James Gunn's Superman movie is about, based on the public promotional material. So, spoiler warning for the promotional material, and let's go. Disclaimers first. Please support the official material. Stuff I show here is for informative purposes, and spoilers. On with the show. Going mainly off the Superman trailers and the DC Universe wiki, I feel the superheroes or metahumans in this DC universe are sponsored by major corporations. The boys and girls of these companies seem to be competing with who has the better humans. For Maxwell Lord's company Lord Tech, Justice Hall, his heroes, consist of Green Lantern Guy Gardner, Hawkgirl Kendra Saunders, and Mr. Terrific Michael Holt. Then, Lex go to Luthor Corp, who has the Engineer and Ultraman, along with a private military of power-suited individuals called Raptors. And there's Stag Industries, which, if it's like the comics, may shape up to be connected with Metamorpho. Then there's Superman, who has no affiliation to any company, which probably feels alien to everyone else. And at the start of this film, he's probably been active for a while, given that Superman appears to be known globally based on this flagship scene, and it's applied common knowledge Superman is based in America. Trailing off on the trailers, the film might depict a civil conflict happening in the fictional country of Baravia, hammered in by a character named Hammer of Baravia. The military seem to be rounding up and or killing civilians for whatever reason. And that's probably when the kid raises the flag, calling for Superman. Superman flies in and saves them. Then there are scenes of Clark reporting for duty at his presumably first day at the Daily Planet. Lois may suspect Clark is Superman, and probably pulls a stunt to confirm this. Then Clark has a deal with Lois for an exclusive Superman interview to not reveal his identity. And that's where Lois, for the record, grills Superman on his actions in Baravia. And Superman has that comical bit of talking to him selfie in the third person. That's probably the start of Lois and Superman's romance, after getting to know each other's point of interview. Then the giant monster called Kaiju appears, rampaging in Metropolis, assumed to be an attack from Baravia. Superman swoops in to save civilians. Lex's Raptors appear to kill it, butt heads with Superman, who wants to keep it alive, as all life is sacred to him. But Kaiju probably still gets killed by the Raptors, as Superman is likely busy saving civilians. In the aftermath, that may be when Superman gets a tough crowd, assuming Kaiju was Baravian retaliation from his actions, and him not wanting to kill it caused more danger to civilians. Then the Justice Gang shows up. Guy's unlikable personality will power through and annoy Superman. Mr. Terrific may halt everything else, using his gadgets to scan the Kaiju. And the Kaiju may be an ancient species on Earth, where Hawkgirl remembers from her past lives that this creature normally doesn't attack people, and the wiki states Lex trained it to attack people, where later on in the movie, I'm guessing Lois will articulate that Luthor was behind the kaiju attack. They probably tracked down the kaiju to Stag Industries, as if you metamorpho, he's an archaeologist who could be researching ancient Earth species like the kaiju. Later, Superman may then turn himself in to the military and Lex's metahumans, but something probably upsets him, where he goes off the cuff, with Ultraman putting him in a slammer, proceeding to fight the Engineer and Ultraman. Then for Superman to end up in the Yamcha pose, I believe Kryptonite is involved. I think Metamorpho shows up, rocking Superman with Kryptonite, using his molecular shape-changing abilities. And he's revealed to be working with Lex through blackmail. Then I like to think Guy has a redeeming moment, rebelling in rule-breaking, and knocks Superman away before getting killed from Kryptonite exposure. That's where we get that ice sneak peek with Krypto carrying Superman to his fortress and going towards the light to get healed. Then Krypto probably keeps Superman on his toes, presumably biting Superman's feet. Then Superman probably heads to Kent House to relax and possibly farm for some guidance from his parents. Of course, Lex does infiltrate the fortress, which I think is engineered by slipping nanites onto Superman and tracking them. They keep Superman distracted with his eyes up here, fighting the Hammer of Baravia, who is attacking a city, presumably Metropolis. And given Eve, Lex's girlfriend, tried to nail a selfie with the hammer, they're probably in collusion with Lex. And the Baravian military probably show up as well, which is likely where Guy is in the middle finger of it. And like birds of a feather, Hawkgirl is flying in to fend off the military as well. And we know after infiltrating the fortress, Lex kidnapped Krypto, which is rough on Superman, and forces him to Lex Luthor detain him in that glass cage. While getting the short end of the stick, Superman convinces Metamorpho to work with him to free his son that Luthor kidnapped, along with Krypto as well. He does make a breakthrough afterwards. Later, they seem to end up in a dimension, which I believe is the Phantom Zone, which Lex learned to access in Fortress of Solitude. They eventually escape, and that's probably when Mr. Terrific is shouting at Superman to stop messing around, showing a phantom portal that likely links to the Phantom Zone. And we get to see Superman teaming up with Krypto, hitting it off with the Raptors, maybe to let Metamorpho escape with his son. In parallel, Lois connecting the kaiju to Lex, possibly with help from Mr. Terrific, having a force field day against the Raptors, which looks to be at an archaeological site. And Lois is piloting the T-Craft, possibly to save her friends, and to get her story to take off. So Lois eventually breaks the news with help from Terrific's technology. That becomes a Luthorn in Lex's side. Lex retaliates, trying to unleash some super weapon, letting it loud that the public chose Superman. And he decides Metropolis has got a split, where I presume the giant energy ball in the sky is that super weapon. In the end, Superman and friends probably Justice gang up and stop the super weapon. I'm sure Lex spins something to not be guilty, like maybe scapegoating the Hammer of Baravia, who will anvil the role as the supposed mastermind. Anyway, that's my take on the movie. One ultra crazy theory I have, and it's not just me, that Ultraman will probably be teased as Doomsday in future. This is based purely on the fact his suit looks kinda similar to Doomsday's original containment suit. And in the trailers, it implies he doesn't speak at all. And Doomsday is famous for having crystals on his body. I'm thinking that maybe Lex steals some crystals from the fortress and injects Ultraman with those crystals that somehow evolves him into Doomsday. Though nothing crystal clear about that. In summary, this DC universe is full of corporate superheroes, Superman being the exception, whose only business is doing good. Lex manipulates the situation to screw with him, but people start to see Superman's good nature, and Lois, finding the truth, will get everyone to side with Superman. Also, Ultraman might become Doomsday. Of course, this is just my thoughts. Gotta watch the film and see if it's all true. Okay, that's all for today. Hope Superman is James Gunn be good. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe if you'd like. And ought to see you again.